we heard a very clear growl.
My heart was pounding.
How old were you?
It's a ghost boy saying 14.
We would notice like a light anomaly. I'm not sure if I want to be in this building. My ghost story began when I stayed the night at the haunted Preston Castle. I went with my friend Jackie. We knew we were going to be in the building alone. I was very nervous, but we definitely wanted to experience it, get pictures, see what we can find out.
The castle was very spooky and intimidating. We were immediately on our guard. And I was like, do I really want to spend the night here? It just looks like something out of Dracula. The windows look like the eyes of something monstrous.
I felt like we were being watched before we even entered the building. The building was built in 1894 as a boys' reform school. When they were convicted of crimes, they were put in Preston Castle to serve their sentence time.
Preston Castle is inundated with the spirit of these ghost boys. As soon as we got into the castle, I heard whisperings and murmurings. It's like there were people already in there talking to us or about us.
They clearly knew we were there. I could feel the presence. I was constantly looking over my shoulder. We were being watched and being followed, and I was not comfortable in any way with that.
We had our recorders going, and we were asking questions.
How old were you?
And we heard the response, 14.
There was somebody else in that room.
It's a ghost boy saying 14. That's exactly the age most of the boys were who were there.
How old were you?
It was scary, but it validated my feelings. I knew somebody was there. I knew it wasn't just a weird feeling. We went into the Company B room up on the second floor. The boys slept in that room. Ceilings are easily 20 feet high, and it was very, very dark, very quiet. And then suddenly a light just appeared. And it clearly wasn't a bug. It would appear and disappear just like that. We caught one on video going through the doorway down the hall. I was uncomfortable sitting there, but at the same token, I was afraid to move because are they all around?
I was alone in the basement, and as I was setting my camera up, I heard a voice behind me. It startled me, and I looked around, and it was at that time that I saw a movement down the hallway. So I was double freaked out. It was a panic moment. My heart was pounding. There's something there, you don't know what it is, and you want to leave, but you can't just go running out because it's a maze down there. If you go the wrong way, you end up in a huge room with several offshoot rooms, not where the staircase is that leads you out. I finally found the staircase and got up the stairs as quickly as I could. And that's when I turned around and I took a picture. And you can see this bright orb in my picture. We also caught this picture right in the center of the hallway. It looks like something spilled on the floor in the shape of a body, of a young boy maybe.
Later, we're walking down to the basement and we're getting near down the bottom of the steps and it's pitch black down there. And near the bottom of the steps, we heard a very, very, very clear growl. And it startled us. It was no more than 2 feet away from us.
It wasn't human.
And we turned on our flashlights and there was nobody there.
Of course, at the time, I'm trying to rationalize it.
There's no way somebody could have run off because we would have heard it. We would have seen it. I actually was starting to shiver. The growl that we heard was not a hi, hello, how are you, welcome. It was a get out. I had this incredible panic feeling. I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to go home. I just wanted to run. There was a housekeeper called Anna who worked in the building in 1950. Several hours after she was supposed to start work, they found her body tucked away in a corner, covered with carpet and wood. She had been bludgeoned to death. And it's believed that one of the boys had killed her.
As far as historic records go, her body was dragged down the back staircase that leads directly into the pantry. And we later heard what we thought was her voice in that room.
Jackie was asking if anybody was there. And we clearly got a yes.
I was like, wow, maybe that's the murdered housekeeper making her presence known because her murder was never solved, and she wants that to be resolved. We also caught sounds on that tape, like thump, thump, thump. The sound seems to change as if something's getting closer and heavier. So I thought, this could be the residual sound of her being dragged down those steps. And that disturbed me when I realized that.
Everything that happened there, I've never experienced before. And it wasn't just one little thing. It was constant all night. It was a feeling of anticipation. What's coming next? We laid our sleeping bags in the reception area, and I was trying to sleep, but with it being so scary, I had one ear and one eye open.
We had all gotten into our sleeping bags, and we heard the sound of a rock being thrown at us. This all woke everybody up.
I jumped, and I thought, here we go again. What's going to happen next? Are they going to come to our sleeping bags? Are they going to do anything while we're laying here on the floor? Could they harm us?
Nobody wanted to get out of their sleeping bag and go check it because we were all scared. In the morning, Sally went down the hallway and found the rock.
That was deliberately thrown towards us, and it purposely waited until we were asleep.
I think the spirits did this because we were not interacting with them, and they weren't done playing, and they were trying to wake us up so they could play some more. After my night in Preston Castle, I now believe we have substantial proof that it doesn't just end when we die. There's certainly something beyond this world. As long as Preston Castle is there, I think that ghosts will continue to make it their home.
How old were you?
I was very scared. I was scared when I first walked into the building. There were several ghosts there. You knew the presence was not always the same person. You could feel it. I know it's real. I know my experiences are real. To somebody who doesn't believe it, I'd say you go stay the night there and then tell me what you think.